Hello, my name is Richmond Lambert, and this is going to be my presentation on my um, my narrative speech. So my narrative speech is going to be about the time on how I broke my arm when I was younger. So from the beginning, I used to show off a lot as a kid. Um, my mom was a very stern person, and when she did see that happen, she would be sure to tell me, like, don't show off and stuff. And it did bother me as a kid, um, at least growing up. But in general, I was kind of known for, like, I would do crazy things, I suppose, when I was younger. But we'll get more into that later. Like, or for a few examples are my friend, or I would do something. Let's say, like, one time there was this plant holder, and it was kind of like a few feet off the ground, maybe like 1 or 2 feet off the ground, and I climbed into it, and I was like, oh, I'm in this thing. My friends were over, and I was like, I'm in this thing. I'm a bird or something. I can't remember, but what I do remember is that I got out safely, went to go play with my other friend. My mom called me, and she was all like, and she had my friend who was crying, and so I was like, what happened? My mom told me, it was all like, your friend fell because she saw you do this. Do the math, and she was like, you need to stop showing off, and your friend wants to do this, all that. So pretty much, I was kind of known as like a person who would show off a bit, or you would hear it a lot from my mom. But in my backyard, there was this, there was a there was a brick wall, and right across from the brick wall there was a clothing line to hang our clothes. It's still there to this day. And what I would do is that I would climb the wall, and I would chill up there, and then jump off and swing down. So I used to do that all throughout my childhood. I usually never had any issue or any problem regarding that. Nothing bad would happen. So I was used to just jumping off and doing stuff, and once again, I'd hear my mom, "Oh, Richmond, don't." It's like, "Stop showing off. Don't go up there. You're gonna hurt yourself. Showing off again. Here he goes." You know. But they would always just say, "You're gonna hurt yourself," and I never saw an issue with it. But I never really saw it as showing off. To be honest, when I was younger, I always saw it that I just wanted to have some fun. I never did it to like rebel against my family or people who were telling me to get off the brick wall, but I just did it because I wanted to. But my intention was just to make people laugh when I was younger. And one day, we're getting to that day, I had friends over, or my sisters were babysitting. Sister and her friends were babysitting some of my friends we were a lot younger then. And pretty much what had happened is that I climbed the brick wall. I don't want to get too in detail. I hope this is appropriate for these audiences, but I climbed the wall, and I jumped, did my swing, but I let go too late. So I pretty much was like this and landed like that. I landed like on my back, but my arms were supporting me, trying to. So long story short, my arm had broke, and I remember right when that happened, I was thinking, like, this is what you get for showing off, Richmond. This is what you did to yourself. You should have listened to your mom. You should have this. I blamed myself the whole time. Like, I shouldn't have blamed myself, as a young kid for breaking my arm, which I know it's such a stupid, idiotic move. I was a kid, Looking back onto it, I think that it it wasn't my fault. I shouldn't have beat myself up for it because, having the cast on, that definitely, remembering what had happened. And of course, people ask about it, people that I know, how'd you break your arm? You know, I feel like that really caused me to blame myself for hurting myself. And I didn't like talking about it because I was like, oh, I was being stupid. I was showing off. But looking into it now, I started thinking, like, I was a kid, and kids make stupid mistakes all the time. But in general, the moral of this story is to not show off too much, but also to think before you act. And I really hope you enjoyed this, because I've been in this situation even today as a 19-year-old. I've been in these situations where I might show off, or I might think before I take an action, and it results into a bad result or a bad outcome. But yeah, that was my narrative speech. Thank you for listening, and yeah.